Okay, so I will begin. So few of attendees I'm expecting to join. So they will join in the meantime. Okay, let me admit. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Let us begin. Thank you everybody for joining in time. And there were few attendees who joined before time also. So I really appreciate it. I hope I am audible and my screen is visible. So if there is any issue in audio or video, you can just type in the chat window. So I'll be notified it. Okay. So let us begin our today's topic, driving decisions using SolidWorks simulation. Okay. Yeah. In today's topic, I'll take you through what are the impact of validation, right? Or how it influences our design if we use FEA or finite element analysis, correct? Then we will go ahead with few of the case studies. So the model you are looking right now in the right side, I will explain about it in detail and we will carry out the analysis on the model. Also, I will take you through topology optimization. We have this wonderful tool called Topology Study inside SolidWorks simulation, which will again help you in analyzing the products better with minimum material requirement. If it is necessary, we can optimize it also. So going on to the first topic, that is what is the influence of validation, correct? Its influence on quality and performance, on time and on cost. Now, speed of innovation. In this world of competition, it is very necessary to launch products to market faster than ever before. So, with the help of simulation, it helps take important product decisions wisely. Reduce time and cost. You can save considerable amount of time and cost on creating prototype by leveraging simulation tools. Product quality can be improved drastically, which will in turn help you take proper decisions. Nowadays, there are design departments in many of the, or I would say in most of the manufacturing industries, right? Or in any industries related to mechanical. Likewise, validation or analysis is also becoming an integral part of any design team, correct? Now we are all well aware of the importance of 3D CAD modeling, correct? Similarly, in line with designing, performing analysis or validation on the model is also very necessary nowadays. Now, what are the key values of virtual testing? You are able to increase on innovation, correct? So whenever you design your product, you are able to do the validation or FEA and you can innovate on your product instead of using the old designs which were designed 10 years, 20 years ago. You can analyze it and make more innovative designs using validation tools. Your performance will increase, right? You can even optimize your products. With less material, you can achieve higher outputs or higher performance, correct? You will also have in mind a confidence that once your product are analyzed, they are fit for its intended purpose and they would not fail when they are put into its actual use. Likewise, the costs will decrease, correct? Time to market, yes, this is also very important term. your time to market of any new product will reduce, right? Failure rates would reduce. If you are performing any physical testing or those kind of testing, correct? So instead of that, if you directly validate it in the software, the time consumed will be reduced, yes, as well as the failure rates would reduce, and the risk of the product. Whenever a new product is launched, there is always a risk in the mind whether it would perform or not. So that thing will also reduce. Now, the influence of simulation on quality, if I talk. So on product quality, you are able to produce a reliable product. You can filter out design weaknesses beforehand, before even the product is manufactured, in design stage itself. Correct? You can even check what is the product life, correct, in terms of number of cycles, which can be converted into number of years. Again, if I talk about the influence of simulation on time, you are able to reduce the project length. Now, at the bottom, if you look closely, I have just created what is the common project length which is followed in most of the industries, like the conceptualization first stage, correct, then product is designed, then it is tested in the sense it is virtually tested with the help of various machines, correct, then it is manufactured, and then it is finally delivered to the customer or the consumers. Correct? Now, with the help of these tools, you are able to quickly check multiple designs. Correct? Now, at the right side, you could see there are various designs of hair dryers. Now, you want to be sure which is the best design out of, say, 10 designs or 15 designs and so on. So, it is not advisable to manufacture each design and test it practically, correct? So within the software, you can create 3D designs of n number of hair dryers, and then you can quickly validate inside the same tool and come to the conclusion which would be the best design for its intended purpose. You can detect potential issues very earlier in the design stage itself. Time, again, reduce trial and error process. Most of the machines which were manufactured 50-60 years ago, they were manufactured or designed using trial and error process, which is now not used because it has been replaced by such wonderful tools like simulation, validation, right? So this trial and error process can be reduced. And obviously the time spent on hand calculation. This is also very important. We can perform hand calculation, no doubt. But if we want to perform hand calculation, we want to find out whether my gearbox assembly would fail or not because of the vibrations. Would it be advisable to perform hand calculation mathematically and then check whether it is failing or not? Correct? So in such applications, I would say validation tools are replacing hand calculations on which we were dependent on years ago. So what has happened after your project is conceptualized, your design and testing is combined. So within the software itself, we are designing, we are 3D modeling it, as well as we are validating, correct? We are checking the strength of the part, whether it could withstand or not. And then it is given for manufacturing and then it is delivered. So again, this influence of simulation on time can be seen over here. We have clubbed the designing and the testing part together. So anything that is designed and tested inside the same tool, it is okay to be manufactured and delivered. Finally, if I talk about influence of simulation on cost, outsourcing costs can be reduced. Many a times what happens, if a company is having softwares for 3D modeling but they cannot analyze or not having any proper tool for validation inside their company, so what they do, they outsource the analysis part. Correct? Material use. Now if I talk about various machines which were manufactured 50 or 60 years ago, they were very heavy, very bulky. Correct? But with the help of these tools, you can, or there is a scope to reduce the material usage. Correct? Which will again impact on the cost cutting. Similarly, prototyping cost can be reduced or it can be cut short. Shipping cost and so on. So the quality and performance increases with reduction in time and cost. So this is just to summarize what is the influence of simulation. The market trends have never been stronger than before for simulation. It has been proven by broad design, engineering and manufacturing industries that simulation helps launching new product to the market faster. The benefits have been proven and are multiple, like faster product development, less prototyping, more innovation, faster and informed decision on design. Another key factor is customer satisfaction. Right? We all are thriving for customer satisfaction. So in providing not only innovative but high quality products. The bottom line is that simulation helps you to be more competitive in the global market. Correct? Now let me go ahead. Be it excavation, dumping or lifting, construction work includes moving heavy loads. It is not humanly possible to lift tons of weight without help of any heavy machinery and vehicles. Construction vehicles are essential for all types of construction jobs, regardless the size and scale. Now what over here you are looking is a self-loading concrete mixture on which we would be performing analysis in today's webinar and explain how useful it is, right, in such industries as well. Now this is a simple video where the aggregates or the sand is filled inside the bucket and then it is self-loaded inside the rotating mixture, yes, and the work continues. Correct? So today I will be taking you through this example and showcase you how easily we can validate such complex designs as well. Now this is self-loading concrete mixture. I hope you have understand, or you might know this machine. You have seen this at various construction sites here and there. Correct? So the physics is very simple. The sand or aggregates are filled inside the bucket, then it is loaded and it is moved at the top with the help of hydraulics and it is poured inside the rotating drum and the cycle repeats again. So let me go ahead. So I have actually simplified the model for you. So let us go ahead and perform the linear static analysis. So this is the geometry nomenclature. There is a fixture which is fixed at the back end of the truck or the vehicle, which is shown in yellow color. Then there are two loading arms which will move up and down. Then there is a bucket in which the aggregates will be filled. So this is very simple geometry nomenclature, and I've also kept beside the entire vehicle for your reference. Correct? Now, the first and the foremost thing is defining the pre-processing to your model. What does pre-processing means? Applying all the boundary conditions, load, fixtures, correct? As in this case, the first thing is the gravity is applied. Since gravity also plays very important role, the self-weight. As well as few loads are applied, like you can see the digging load. When the bucket picks up the sand, right? So because of that, the reaction force is applied on this area, which we call digging load, correct? As well as a small amount of side load is also applied, right? If the machine moves, the side load may also be applied on this assembly. Then the model is discretized into equal number of elements. The term FEA means finite element analysis. So there are elements are provided here. It is divided into number of elements, which we call meshing. And we apply the materials. So in this case, the materials are applied as per the different regions of the model. Like for the loading arm, steel Salma material is applied. Then there are pins also, and for rest of the component again still 250 BR is applied. Correct? Then we apply the fixture where my model will be fixed. So in this case, this bottom face is selected where it will be rested on the vehicle, and then we perform the analysis. So let me just open the model. Just a second, let me admit few of the people. Yes. Okay. Let me just collapse. So I hope you are able to see my SolidWorks window, correct? So it is, the modeling is pretty simple. So this is my fixture part. There are two arms and this is my bucket, right? So it has been assembled together in SolidWorks and we have various add-ins available. So within a single window, I will just click on the simulation tab on which I want to perform the analysis, and all the simulation tools will be activated for me. So over here it will show you the various types of studies which are available, starting from normal static, linear static to frequency, thermal, buckling, even if you want to do fatigue or non-linear dynamic analysis, and so on. If I go with my static analysis, so let us understand the pre-processing part. Like I have shown you, the first thing is we apply the material. So SolidWorks is having this huge library of materials, correct? Now let me just expand the material library for you. So this is the steel. Again, there are sub materials inside the steel, and all the properties are available, mechanical properties. In this case, I have created a custom material, correct? So if the material is not available in the library, you can create your own material by providing all the mechanical properties, correct? So once the material is applied, we will go ahead and provide the boundary condition, like where are the fixtures. As in this case, I want to apply a fixed type of boundary condition in this region. Okay. So I will select the face accordingly. Also we have different types, if it is a hinge type, a roller type, and so on. Then as I mentioned, we have to apply gravity load, since self weight also plays very important role. So you can decide on your gravity by selecting the planes. How is your orientation? In this case, the orientation is like this. So the gravity can be in negative y direction. Similarly, few impact loads, as I mentioned, there will be a digging load when the sand is filled inside the bucket. So by selecting the proper face and selecting the direction also, correct? And with respect to the direction, I can provide the values, correct? For example, 93,000 Newton of digging load is applied in this region. Similarly, if you want to apply another force over here, so I can apply the force here as well. A small amount of side load is applied here if the bucket is tilted in Z direction, so I need to account for that as well, correct? So once this is done, we provide the meshing, that is, we divide our model into equal number of elements, correct? So let me just showcase you. Yes, correct? So there are pretty good tools which are available for meshing, correct? And once everything is ready, we can go ahead and run the analysis. So let me jump over here. So once my pre-processing, and last thing, connectors also play a very important role. If you look closely, there are various pins are attached to the arms as well as at the hydraulic mechanisms. So we need to be sure whether the pins would fail, correct, when the machine is in working condition. We need to be sure all the connectors stay safe, they do not fail. So for that, we have this tool to apply various types of connectors. They can be spring, pin, bolt, even weldings can be applied between the two parts, correct? In this case, there are total 18 pins applied. So if I show you one of the pin, so virtual pins are applied here. No need for any solid model of the pin, right? We apply virtual pin, keeping in mind the material of the pin, correct? So you can select the material from here as well. It is steel EN, as well as what is the tensile stress area, what is the strength of the pin, right? So all these things are provided for the pin connector, as well as you can provide what safety of factor you want, right? If the safety factor falls below 2, then your pin fails. If it is above 2, all pins are okay, right? Likewise, all the pins are provided. So you can look closely, the pins are provided here. Okay, so once my pre-processing is done, I will go for my post-processing, that is analyzing what the results are, correct? So the first thing that we get in the form of results are the stress values. Let me just hide. Yes. So what I am getting over here is the maximum stress and the location of my maximum stress. So it is coming over here at this bracket, correct? So as well as few of the stresses are coming at these two arms. And let me check the displacement. So displacement comes to be around 35 mm at this bottom end of the bucket. And if I talk about the pin check plot, right, because of all the loading conditions, whether my pins fail or not, that thing also can be checked. So out of 18 pins, what software is suggesting me? 6 pins are failing, which are over here shown in the red color. So if I select one of the pin, it will show you what are the factor of safeties at the joints, correct? And there are 12 pins which are all okay, correct? Where factor of safety is more than what I have desired for. Then we have few detailed information also for each pin. So it will provide you for each pin what are the shear forces, axial forces, bending moment and torque for each of the pins, correct? So the red ones are the ones which are failing, which are not meeting my safety of factor criteria. So depending on this, it will help you to choose the connectors wisely, whether there is need to change the material of these pins, whether there is need to change the diameter or make it a little bit larger in this area, correct? So such decisions can be taken wisely. Also, if I talk about the arms, correct? Now the arms, they are made up of material which is having the yield strength of 350, correct? Now I am getting this maximum stress at this location, correct? So it will help you to check whether there is need to increase the thickness of these arms, to change the material of the arms, and so on. And if I talk about the bucket, so over here I am getting the maximum stress at this bracket, correct? There is, from the analysis I was sure there is no need to change the bracket, no need to change the bucket, sorry, but by changing the thickness of bracket, this whole entire assembly can be saved from the failure. Correct? So these are the results of stress, displacement. Also, connector forces can be calculated depending on the loads what you have applied. The connectors are failing or not, that thing also be taken into consideration. Likewise, I have done few more analysis. Whenever we talk about any analysis, we need to be sure that it should not fail in the worst loading situation also, correct? That's why I have applied a digging load as well as the side load, the worst loading which would occur in the model, correct? So if I only apply the digging type of load from the front end, so you can create multiple studies and then check for the results, correct? What you change the loading conditions, whether it would withstand, if the load is increased, it is decreased, correct? So if I apply only digging load, let me check the strength of the pins, whether they could take the load or not. Yes, still the same 6 pins are failing. So we need to concentrate on these pins whenever we redesign it, correct? And last, what if I apply the side load only? So I have only applied the load at these sides, correct? So depending on various scenarios, you would be able to understand how your assembly would behave under various loading conditions. Yes, my model is completely safe. And if I talk about the pins, let me just highlight the pins. Yes, there are only these 3 pins which are taking the maximum load, correct? So these 3 pins I need to check, reconsider it again, change the material and run the study again, correct? Now let us come to our next topic, that is topology optimization. So you can evaluate and optimize models using this improved topology study, which is available inside the SolidWorks. Having an optimized design is one of the most important things nearly every SolidWorks designer. Right? Typically this means the most lightweight design that still gets the job done. Correct? Always there is no need to add the material. The job can be done, right, by the lightweight materials also, if we remove the material from it. With this tool you can automatically find the optimal design, the design that is as light as possible while still being strong enough to hold up to whatever its job might be. What makes topology optimization different than the traditional optimization functionally is the automatic aspect rather than manual iterative process. So we provide design to the software, right, and provide all the boundary conditions to it. Then software will automatically run an iterative study and it will propose a new model for you. And finally, conceptual design can be proposed, where the material can be reduced, where the pockets can be made, right? So depending on the geometry, what the software provides us, we can conceptualize the design. Now, I have taken this arm to check whether I could optimize it or not. So topology optimization of single arm assembly to check how much weight could be reduced, keeping in mind the functionality of the arm should not be hampered. Now when the bucket is filled completely, a total of 14,000 Newton of load is applied. So I have taken one arm, so I am applying 7,000 Newton of load, correct? And I have applied a fixed hinge at this two location where it will be moved up and down. So what my goal is to reduce the mass by 30% and FOS should be greater than 1.25. Correct? So you can specify such conditions. If you want to reduce our mass by 60, 70, 80% and so on, you can input the value as well as how much factor of safety you want. Correct? So you can specify how much factor of safety there should be, minimum factor of safety. So let us move ahead. Yes, so this is a single arm I have taken into consideration with the bracket assembled to it. Again, the material is applied. The fixed hinge type of fixture is applied at these three locations from where it will be moved up and down. So hinge type of fixture is applied. Also, the force is applied where the bucket is mounted. Correct? Now the next important thing is in topology optimization, you can specify what are the goals. Correct? As in this case, my goal is to reduce the mass by percentage, say 30%. Also, you can reduce by absolute value, say you want to reduce the mass by 5 kg, 10 kg and so on. So you can specify direct numeric input here. My next constraint is my factor of safety should be greater than 1.25. So you can type in the value. If it is 2, factor of safety 3 and so on. Likewise, if you are interested in your frequency analysis or vibration, you can even specify the value of hertz. Correct? Also, if you are interested in displacement, that I want my displacement should be less than 3 mm, 5 mm and so on. So those values can also be given here. So accordingly, software will decide the topology of the model, and it will provide you the design. Correct? Now we are having few manufacturing controls over here. Right? Now there may be few regions in your model where you don't want the material to be removed. Correct? As in this case, there will be a pin mounted here, so I don't want this hole to change its diameter or anything. So you can select such regions where you don't want the material to be removed by the software. Correct? As in this case, this profile I want to maintain, so I've selected this profile. Correct? As well as few holes I have selected where it will be mounted via pins. So we have this preserved regions option from where the material will not be removed. Also symmetry, since it is symmetry, so I have selected the symmetry option to cut off the time of analysis. The same thing is repeated. I have meshed my product into number of elements. And finally, if I check the results, once I run my analysis, I will get the material mass option, which will tell me how much weight is reduced. Correct? And how the topology would be. Now it is showing me the must keep material where it is not, where we cannot remove the material, also okay to remove, where software suggests to remove the material. So you, with the help of this slider, you can actually check. Yes, if I take it to the heavy, this is my original model which was 93 kg. At the top you can see the weight, and as I am taking it towards right side, it is visually showing me the pockets are created. Also the weight is reducing. Correct? And if I take it to the extreme right side, to the light, so it is showing me how the pockets are created. Correct? Likewise, we can check the results, and from here you can even create the 3D model with its pockets. So there is no need to again design the product. Correct? And this is my factor of safety. What I'm getting is 1.8 in this case, which is again satisfying my criteria. Correct? So what we have seen, with the help of topology, by providing various goals, we were able to reduce the weight from 93 to 71 kg, which is 30% of my original mass. Correct? It's been reduced. So finally what I did, the cutouts were created in the solid model over here, and once again I did the analysis with the same boundary conditions. The fixed hinge is applied here, the loading is applied here, finally the meshing was done on the product, and you can look closely at the region of the pocket. I have chosen fine mesh so that the results are accurate in those regions, and I'll get the results. So these are the results what I have achieved once the topology is completed, and this is my displacement and so on. Correct? So we are having various post-processing tools. If you want to check the results, like you want to take section of your model and then check it, I will just select the required plane for example top plane. So how your model is behaving within, you would be able to see the results. Correct? Likewise, various post-processing tools are available which will help you in analyzing deeply. So starting, my original mass was something 93 kg. Then what I did, the topology optimization, it gave me something 71 kg. Correct? But the slots were irregular, means they were not as per the manufacturing. Correct? So I did a good cutouts and the weight was 76 kg. Right? So likewise, with the help of topology optimization, you can actually change the topology, keeping in mind the functionality is not hampered. Now talking about the overall functionality of software, like what all things can be covered more. You can perform fatigue analysis, you can perform motion if there is kinematics and dynamics. You can perform frequency, buckling, thermal, drop test can be performed, right? Up to higher level of analysis like vibration analysis, shock analysis, and so on. So this is the suite for structural analysis, right? Then we are having also the suite for CFD tool, computational fluid dynamics, in which you can perform your flow simulation, like flow within the cavity or flow around the objects if you want to check heat transfer and so on. Then we have dedicated tool for electronic cooling, where you want to check whether your electronic assembly, it gets overheated, right? What should be the proper location of all heat generating elements, location of fans and so on. And one dedicated tool for HVAC, which is heating, ventilation and air conditioning. So these are the few more tools which are available, including plastics, right? This is the tool dedicated for products which are manufactured using injection molding machines. If you want to check whether your part is getting filled within the cavity, right? Various things can be calculated, weld lines and so on. So this is again a dedicated tool, right? So coming towards the conclusion of my webinar, so one of the case study which I would like to showcase you today is this Resume Incorporation, which is using the SolidWorks as well as the simulation tool, which is third largest global manufacturer of underground mining drilling equipment. Correct? Where lots of high physics is required to validate the part. Correct? So this is one of the application or the company which is leveraging the SolidWorks simulation tool for their business. Finally, I would like to say SolidWorks simulation as an accurate calculator of product design health. So if there are any doubts, you can reach out to us. You can call on the number or mail at marketing@enggtechnic.com, as well as you can go to our website, which is having lots of resources, lots of case studies which you can check and understand where such tools are used and how it has benefited many of our customers. So if there are any queries, I am open for any queries. We can discuss it here. Thank you. So you can type it in the chat window. Correct? I would be looking at the chat window. Mr. Arvind, I can see you have one question. Try to give similar example. Try to give example for the same. I couldn't understand whether what you are trying to say here. Yeah, Mr. Rajdeep, is this tool available in the lower versions? Yeah, this you're talking about the topology optimization, right? The topology optimization, it is available from SolidWorks 2018 versions, correct? So if you are having any versions which is higher than 2018, you can make use of it. It is available in SolidWorks Simulation Professional version, correct? So if you are having SolidWorks Simulation Professional version and if you are using 2018 or higher version, then it is available. Can we do fill analysis and volume calculation of liquid in the vessel? Okay, so if you want to fill any liquid inside the vessel, so is that your query, Mr. Harshal? Yeah, that thing can be done in the flow simulation. Fatigue analysis, flow simulation. So if I continue to your query, so you have premium version, so you have CAD premium version, correct? So in CAD premium version, flow simulation is not available. The flow simulation is an add-on tool which you will have to purchase it, right? And with that you can perform your queries, like if you want to fill any vessel, if you want to check volume calculation, how much liquid is filled inside the vessel, correct? So that thing can be checked in flow simulation. Then I have query from Mr. Pradeep, how can we do fatigue analysis? Yes, in fatigue analysis, if I go here and select the fatigue option, correct? So we have different, like if it is constant amplitude, variable, right, a harmonic, and also random vibration. So whenever you select fatigue analysis, we will have to add various events here, correct? So I will just select the proper study, yes, over here. I will select the fatigue and here we will have to add the events, correct? For how much number of cycles you want to check the fatigue for, 1 million, 2 million and so on, correct? You can specify the value. And one of the most important thing is you will have to provide the fatigue curve of the material, correct, which is number of cycle versus stress. There is a curve available for any material, so that curve should be given as an input. If you are having, you can just take all the points, copy and paste here, correct, and you can apply the fatigue data to your model and create the event and you can run the analysis. So it will tell you for the specific loading conditions how much number of cycles your product could withstand. Mr. Akshar Patel, how can I know part is failure or safe? How can I improve failure part in the software? Yes, good question. So let me come back here. So if you want to know whether the part is failing or not, generally what happens if you're talking about this analysis, the important terms are like the yield strength, right? The yield strength of this material is 350, and after application of boundary conditions like load and fixture, I am getting the stress to be roughly 98 MPa, which is well below the yield strength of my material, right? So in this case my part is safe, correct? But what if I change the load? I increase the load to 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, etc. My maximum stress would also increase accordingly. So at that time, if the maximum stress goes beyond 350 MPa, then your part would be failing, correct? So this is how you check if your part is failing or not. And how can I improve failure part in the software? Yes, this is the reason why we are using the software, right? if you are not sure whether your part is failing or not. Correct? So for that, we are performing the analysis and checking whether the part is failing or not. And if it is failing, so we have to change the design, we have to increase the thickness, we have to change the loading conditions, right? And then we can come to the conclusion that this part is failing or this part is safe, and so on. So this is the main reason we are using the analysis tools. What does the scale represents? Okay, so this scale what you're talking about, right? So this is just a legend, right? The blue color means it is the region where the stress is very minimum or the stress is least, correct? Or it is near to zero. And as we go on up to red color, red region means the stress is maximum in that area. As in this case, it is maximum at this region here, correct? So it is just showcasing us in the form of colors, right, where the maximum stress or minimum stresses are. So this is it. If I want to change the scale, right, if I just change it, instead of automatic, right now maximum stress is roughly 98 MPa. If I change it to 20, correct, I am not changing the results, I am just changing the scale to 20. Means anything which is more than 20 MPa will be red in color. Look, you understood my point? I am just changing the scale. If I change it to, for example, 200, so anything which is more than 200 will be red in color. Now you look, the maximum stress is just 98%, nothing is more than 200, so there is no red color in my model. So this is a good tool to check what are the regions where your stresses are occurring, correct? So if there are any more questions, you can ask. If I want fatigue analysis of particular region of a part, fatigue analysis is actually carried out on this entire part. We cannot just select a single section from this model. This is a single part itself. It is not an assembly. Correct? So it will show you the results of the entire part. So let's wait for 5 minutes if there are any more queries that I can answer. And you can anytime contact us. The mobile number is provided, also the email ID. If you have any queries, you can visit the website for more case studies, right, which will help you to understand the software, how it can be leveraged in your industries. Okay, so let us conclude today's webinar. I thank everyone to join the webinar in time, correct? There were even few attendees joining before time, so I really appreciate. And I hope the session was fruitful. You understood most of the points that I covered, in static analysis as well as topology optimization. And thank you for attending. See you next time for our next set of webinar. Thank you, and stay safe and stay home. Thank you. Just one question, how to use in electrical equipment. Okay, so Mr. Nilesh, in electrical equipment means do you want to check the strength of your electrical equipment, or how is it? Can you just elaborate a bit here? Designing of electrical equipments. Okay, so you want to design your electrical equipments, right? Yeah, so for that we are having our dedicated tool SolidWorks Electrical, which is available, correct, in which all the wiring, harness and everything can be taken care of, right? So this is a designing software, not only mechanical components but also electrical components. We have electrical design tool which is available, which will take care of your queries. So if you want to have a detailed discussion on electrical equipment of your product, we can have it, right? So you can you just type in your email ID so that we can connect you and discuss with you in detail regarding your component specific issues. Are you have any YouTube? Yes, Mr. Akshay, we are having our YouTube channel. So in YouTube, if you could, I will just show you the page and I will share the link also. Yeah, so this is our company's page. I will just paste it here. Yes. So all the webinar recordings will be posted on the YouTube. Also previous webinar recordings are posted for your reference. So this is our YouTube page. And Mr. Nilesh, we would connect with you individually to understand your requirement and how it can be satisfied using the software for electrical equipment designing. Or mail us at this email, right? Or you can directly call us and then we can discuss in detail also. Thank you for joining the webinar and stay safe.